Our project seeks to explore and explain the country and western subculture and how it is represented in Bakersfield, California. Early on, we discovered a difference between country and western as a practical lifestyle, the functional aspect, and as a fashion statement. Both the function and fashion of the country and western culture will be analyzed from a functionalist perspective, but the fashion aspect lends itself to the critical approach as well. We wanted to know why individuals consumed and participated in this popular culture object, and the implications it held as a statement of masculinity, resistance culture, and how the cowboy and cowgirl are portrayed by the mass media. Our group members went out into the known places of habitation that country individuals occupy, such as the Crystal Palace, the Boot Barn, the Ball Shed, and family-owned farms and ranches. Over the last month, each member conducted interviews in which they collected personal statements and answers to our questions. These are their stories.
Do you identify yourselves as cowboys or cowgirls?
No.
So you don't consider yourself to be a part of the country western culture?
Difference.
I don't have a horse. But I live in the country.
Yeah. So it's necessary to have a horse?
Well, for a cowboy, yeah. If you don't have a horse pole.
I think you had mentioned earlier, you said you're not a cowboy per se, but you definitely seem to classify yourself somewhat as one.
It's just comfortable attire, you know.
Okay.
I don't like wearing, what are they, khakis? What are those?
I don't know, he's just a Levi shirt kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm just comfortable that way, doing it all my life.
Okay.
So you would definitely identify yourself as a cowgirl?
I would,
right?
yes, I would.
I wouldn't really say I'm a cowgirl, but I like kind of the country scene. So you'd consider yourself more a part of the country western culture here in Bakersfield? More.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really live the cowboy lifestyle, but I do kind of have that mentality.
So I think that we're kind of in between. I wouldn't say we're country folk. I don't know, I kind of consider myself a city girl, but I am very country just because of where I grew up, and my family is from Texas, so I feel very connected to the country kind of atmosphere.
Okay.
So I'm definitely a country music fan.
There's a difference between country and cowboy per se. And it's all about working. As far as
A cowboy does it for a living.
Yeah. Whereas country.
Right now, I'm a horseman, and the reason I say that is cowboys, I was a cowboy. The cowboys are actually working on a ranch, and they are overworked. A lot of them are underpaid. They do it because of the lifestyle, not the money they're making. And in my opinion, it would insult them to say I'm a cowboy. The cowboy lifestyle is they cover thousands of acres sometimes, bigger ranches right here in California, Texas, some of them bigger places, you know. They will actually be out with the cattle for months at a time and sleep outside. That's the cowboy life, true cowboy lifestyle, okay? And it saddens, well, it don't really sadden me, it kind of makes me laugh when you go to like these country western bars and you see the guy with the belt buckle you could eat supper with, and, you know, and that's it. Because a lot of the modern day cowboys, they don't even wear these hats. They wear baseball caps.
Right.
I wear it because I'm fair skinned. I chafe in the California sun.
Okay.
From this, we can conclude that people generally believe that there is a difference between being a cowboy or cowgirl and being a member of the country and western subculture. The main difference we found are the different lifestyles of the two groups. Cowboys and cowgirls work in agriculture or with cattle, horses, or other livestock as their main source of income. People who classify themselves as part of the country and western culture don't necessarily work a ranch-type job, but are enthusiasts of other aspects of the cowboy lifestyle, such as country music and fashion.
I think hardworking. I think dirty work boots and Wranglers.
Somebody that is around horses, somebody that knows how to handle and ride horses. That's what I picture when I think of that. Not everybody knows those things, but the true cowboy and the cowgirl know how to handle horses and ride horses.
Right.
Yes.
Well, to me, like, to be a country boy, like, you know, or like a cowboy, to me, that's like, that represents kind of like the hard-working, good morals, you know, strong upbringing, kind of like mentality. And like, but when I really think of a cowboy, to me, that term is like someone that owns a ranch and that actually herds cattle and really lives that lifestyle day in and day out. For me, I mean, I just kind of like want to strive to kind of be like that, you know, like in my attitude and the way that I live my life. And I feel that representing that and keeping that alive is important.
They have really good places. It's a working ranch with branding, cattle, the whole bit, rodeo team.
Lots of tan lines.
The lifestyle. It's honest, it's simple. You know, I mean, people will work for a living, they won't go, oh, let's buy some commodities, you know, and make money that way. Yeah, they work and they'll help their neighbor. There's a lot to do, you know, they're just a more, you know, I'd say less worldly than today. They like a simpler lifestyle.
Cowboy boots have for you?
We work in them.
I come work and go to the Crystal Palace. They're multi-purpose.
Can you explain your outfit today, why you're wearing this? What influenced you to dress this way? Was it your parents or working here, for being from Bakersfield?
It's just, my grandpa was a cowboy. It's just something that's in your blood, you know. It's not really what you wear, it's just who you are as a person.
I wear my boots to work in.
Okay.
I don't own a cowboy hat, so.
So it's more function for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, how about you?
My daddy got me this hat.
Oh, well, that's very nice.
Not much as a fashion, they're just like, I started wearing them because my grandpa did, and we have property, so he would like take me out there, and like of course I'd be wearing boots, and you know I just kind of got into high school, started you know wearing them after that, and like now it's just kind of a regular thing. They're comfortable, they're easy to put on. I mean, I'm not worried about them getting dirty or anything, and they last a long time. So it just helps like with my daily routines of what I do on the property.
But don't get down. Keeping perfect rhythm make you wanna swing along.
I mean, you can go out to places like, you know, the Bullshed or Trouts or even Ethel's or something like that, and even the Crystal Palace, and you'll see that kind of like style, but that doesn't really mean that they actually fit that part. So, you know, it's really not as yeah, that's not really like a part of my life as much. Right? Like I'm probably the only one in my group that really see it.
Okay, so these boots are $540. Why would somebody pay $540 for these boots?
Because of the quality.
The quality?
Things go these days, but the better quality it has, the more expensive.
So what would somebody use those for? Why would those be? Who would pay that?
Since these are drill bits, I'm going to figure your girl's just going to wear these out to go on a nice day or something, just to dress up with.
So they wouldn't be used really for like horse riding or?
You could, yeah. They got a spur leg on here. You can ride horse with these.
So what makes them? What is it about the quality that makes them $600 boots?
They're handmade, and this right here is Cayman skin, so it's considered an exotic skin, and I just ups the price on it.
So what's the most expensive pair of boots you own?
my ostrich skin boots.
Oh, nice.
500.
What would be your opinion of people who buy them purely for like fashion's sake?
On girls or on guys?
Guys.
On guys, irritation. On girls are hot. Can be. Yeah, true.
Kind of depends. I mean, if you're into it, you know, it doesn't really matter what social class.
I think it covers broad spectrum of social classes.
So anybody from any social class could be a cowboy? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I blend in with anything.
I've just worked for a living all my life with my hands.
Yeah, it's just that the music, you can relate to it. It doesn't matter how old or how young.
I went down to Cook Cafe Med one night and everybody had all their fancy dresses on and holding a little finger like this with their little martini, you know, or whatever the hell they were drinking. You know?
Okay.
I mean, what kind of, I call those plastic people.
Well, I mean, it depends. There's all types of, I mean, because there can be ranches that, you know, are worth billions of dollars and they still herd cattle. And then at the same time, there's ranches out there that are striving to keep up and like staying afloat. And, you know, then of course you got the guys that just kind of go all out wearing cowboy hats and, you know, getting all dressed up, but really don't live that lifestyle. They, you know, just, to them, it's just a pure image instead of just how it should be.
That depends on how good around bulls they are.
Or how well they're doing on their ranch. There are some ranches and cowboys that are very wealthy, and then there are some that, you know, they're scraping by.
The ranch hands are scraping by.
Yeah, ranches usually. But it just depends on what you got and what you do with what you got.
Could you argue that it's maybe a mentality?
Definitely a mentality.
You have
say mentality?
It is. It is a mentality.
Okay, and
oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. I took writing lessons my entire life since I was probably 8 years old. So I grew up every summer working and picking up horse manure, riding, learning how to ride, and leading horses, and taking care of ponies and donkeys and chickens, and you can name it. Absolutely, females can do all that and better. To be honest with you.
So a cowboy is perhaps someone you'd want to date. Okay, I'll take that as a yes.
You get your house back, you get your dog back, you get your best friend Jack back, you get your truck back, you get your hair back, you get your first and second wives back, your front porch swing, your pretty little thing, your bling 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 and a diamond ring, you get your farm and the barn and the boat and the Harley. First night in jail with Charlie. It sounds a little crazy, a little scattered and absurd, but that's what you get when you play a country song backward.
Have to be an American to be a cowboy?
Yes.
No.
Because in other parts of the world, they're called something else.
Oh, okay. So cowboy by name.
Cowboy by name, yes.
Do you have to be white?
Not by mentality.
No.
And would you say you have to be an American to be a cowboy? No. Do you have to be white? Thank you.
Through our findings, we can note that the country and Western culture is generally divided into two distinct groups: real cowboys who live a very specific lifestyle, and enthusiasts of the country and Western culture who do not necessarily work a ranch-type job. Most people who considered themselves true cowboys or cowgirls viewed imitators of their culture as deviant. Overall, however, the country and Western culture has symbols like horses, cowboy hats, or boots with spurs, rituals like line dancing, and practices like branding cattle or competing in rodeo. We found that the fashion side of country and Western culture can be looked at from the critical approach, since much of it involves the purchase of clothing from corporate markets. You can even buy a plaid shirt, a cowboy staple, from places like American Eagle or Abercrombie & Fitch. Many people, including cowboys, see this as the corporation exploiting their lifestyle. The mass media has contributed to the portrayal of the cowboy as a rugged American man, which has created the pervasive masculine stereotype. In conclusion, cowboys see themselves living a simpler lifestyle than the majority of modern society. This could be a ritual of rebellion against the societal city life norm, or maybe it's just a continuing ritual of American culture. Whatever sociological analysis we put on the country and Western culture, there is no denying it is alive and well in Bakersfield today.